Today is another video interview with the fellow virtual assistant who actually started many years ago, and she is actually really generous with her time with tips that she can help with aspiring VAs or online freelancers. Make sure to watch until the end of the video because she will be sharing with us how to make our LinkedIn profiles stand out. Hi there, this is Connie Zabala and I'm here to help you get your time freedom back. This channel, again, it's all about the virtual assistant industry where I share with you some tips, trainings, and like this, a video interview with fellow virtual assistants so that you would know that if they can do it, you can do it too. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications. This woman that I'm going to interview has been in the online freelancing for many years, and she has a lot to share with us. Actually, she is really generous when it comes to giving us some tips, so make sure that you watch the whole video. I met her in a community that we're both in right now, a paid community, and she is really helpful and generous with others as well. So I want you to stay with me until the end. Let us all welcome Jan Briones. Hello.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for spending time with me. So let's go ahead with the questions.
Sure.
First is, what was your job before you started working from home?
I started working in the BPO industry for about 10 years after graduation. And then apart from that, I was actually mixing things up. So I was working in the BPO, I was doing theater and film production on the side. And then I have my Upwork profile already. And then actually I have started putting up all my profiles in different freelance marketplaces at the same time while I'm working. So I just want to do things all at once. So yeah, that's how I started.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you learn about this opportunity, like working from home, and how did you know about those freelancer platforms?
I started Googling it. I just wanted to explore different options before, aside from doing corporate work. I said I wanted to do different things, like aside when I get home, since I can sleep right away, I want to do something more, something else. So I started googling different free up platforms, and then at that time it's just Upwork or Odesk. It's just Odesk. So I basically just started there, and then when different marketplaces came in, I just put up my profiles everywhere. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. What were your struggles when you were just starting?
Definitely time, because I have to make sure that I give quality work, even if I do everything not at the same time, but I have to make sure that I manage my time well. When I was starting, I'm not this confident on the phone. I don't know how to respond to emails right away. I have to model my clients, like how do they talk, how do they respond to emails. I have to model them. That's how I actually learn. But when I was starting, I'm really just like everybody else. It's not easy actually to just jump in and do the things that's new for you. So at that time, there were no freelance communities yet. So I have to learn everything on my own. So yeah, there were no YouTube tutorials before. So I have to ask my client, how do I say this properly? How do I talk to them in a way that's not offensive, something like that. So I have to learn it all by myself when I was starting. Yeah.
Okay. So next question. How long did it take for you to do this full time?
Full time. Well, the good thing about my first ever freelance client was he was a client from the BPO company I worked with. So I'm already full time working for them when I started. When they allowed me to work from home, I already have a full time job with them. It's just that I wanted to do something else after the 8-hour shift. So I started applying in different other freelance marketplaces. But after that, I didn't do any other full-time work since then because I said I wanted I wanted to have my own time. I wanted to work at my own pace. No one's pressuring me and stuff like that. So So I decided to continue that client for a full-time work and then do the part-time gig or other tasks in a flexible schedule. So did I answer the question? How long did I have a full-time job? Yeah.
Yes, yes. And then, can you tell us more about your very first project and what skills did you offer?
Very first project. Shucks, it's a long time ago. This is apart from the full-time, or is it the first
Apart
client?
from the full,
Apart from full-time.
since it's from your BPO job, right?
Yeah. Okay. So for the first freelance work that I did, it's data encoding for, like, I have to research something online for them, and then I have to look for people. It's the lead generation. It started from there, the lead generation skill that I have, because I have to research about the people they wanted to connect with, find them on Google, find them on LinkedIn, social media, and stuff. And then after I submitted like a 300 leads, I didn't get paid. So the client just, I don't know, vanished from Earth. Yeah, so I learned that it's possible. It really happens. Like, some clients really do that,
Yeah.
take advantage of some freelancers. But it's a lesson learned, because it's a good thing that I got to experience that. And then afterwards, I needed to make sure that, okay, I have to make sure I have a contract. I have to make sure I get paid through this platform. So because of that, I learned to be really conscious. Is that the right word? Yeah, conscious of the applications I send out.
Since you said that you started as lead generation, is that the reason why you pursue lead generation until now?
No, because the very first client that I have from the BPO company, I'm doing e-commerce. I'm assisting them on e-commerce that time. So Amazon, eBay, and stuff. So I started really in the e-commerce world. So that's like for 6 years. And then in the middle of that 6 years, since I'm also applying somewhere else, that's when I got to learn more about lead generation from another client. So when I got tired of the e-commerce tasks that I have, I wanted to learn something new. So I tried to focus on lead generation at the same time. So I was studying it, I was mastering it, since I'm already used to the e-commerce tasks that I had before. So I said, okay, so yeah, I started in e-commerce. That's the answer to your question, not the lead generation part.
Okay. I think it's important to have an ideal client. Why?
Yes. You have to know who your ideal client is, because it will drive you to look for the right person you would like to serve. For me, if you don't know who your ideal client is, or if you don't know what kind of client you want to work with, your performance will, it will be just a mediocre performance. So for me, if you know who you want to work with, you will strive to look for them where they are, connect with the right people. So for me, it's really important that you know who you want to serve and who you want to work with. Otherwise, you will just take work from anybody else or from anyone, and then find yourself exhausted, and then just find yourself not satisfied working with them. You will only complain every day, because that's not your ideal client. You don't have any basis of who you want to work with. So it's important that you list down the characteristics of a client you want to work with, so you would know who to look for and who to apply for. There.
All right. Do you think it's possible to have a flexible schedule when working from home?
Yes, I've been doing the flexible schedule for really a long time. I'm a kind of person that I don't want to be restricted in terms of schedule. I don't want to be asked, what am I doing now? I don't want to be micromanaged at all. So that's actually the reason why I opted to apply for only flexible schedules or work on my own time, as long as I deliver. So for me, it's just, I want to work on my own time as long as I deliver it. Let's say your agreement is Friday of this week. So as long as I give you the task done, completed, reviewed by Friday, I will do it whenever I can and whenever I want, as long as I submit it on time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really possible to have a flexible schedule.
What is your biggest blessing since you started working from home?
Biggest blessing, my very first client actually. The very first client is the biggest major blessing because I learned all of this from him. The way I manage people, the way I talk to clients, the way I email clients and freelancers, the way I talk, it was because of him because he was really patient. He was really patient in teaching me how to do stuff and the tasks. I wouldn't be able to learn how to do tasks for different marketplaces for e-commerce had I not been working with him for a long time. So he was the biggest blessing. And then after that, the rest of the clients that I have were all blessings to me because I get to learn different things, not just e-commerce, not just lead generation. So I get to learn a lot of things about the business, how to handle business, how to handle the people with you, the particular tasks. So all my clients are my blessings. Especially now, my freelancers are also my blessings because they're helping me out. So a lot of blessings really come away because of the stuff that I'm doing. So yeah.
All right. So, one last question regarding the freelance topic. Anyway, if you look back to your younger self when you were just starting, what would you say to her?
I will tell her to have time to sleep. Because when I was young, I was not sleeping straight hours. I'm always doing power naps. So like I can nap 10 minutes and then just wake up and then work again. It's like for some people it works. When I was young, I'm still young, but during that time when I was starting, it works for me. Like the power naps really work for me. It refreshes my brain. It refreshes my energy. But now when I'm getting older, like as years gone by, I have to prioritize the 8 hours sleep rather because it's different now. Like you have to choose who you want to work with now. You have to choose the particular skill you want to do now. So it's different this time. So what I will tell her, I wish you have chosen a skill, like one skill, one market, and I wish you have slept a lot when I was on that age, not like now. So yeah,
All right. So, I believe you have a VA, right?
VAs. I have a team of
Yeah.
virtual assistants. Yes.
So, what made you decide to expand?
I was getting projects left and right. Because the good thing about you selling yourself or marketing yourself online is that anytime clients can just see your profile and then they may just get you for a project or ask if you're still available on a project. So during that time, I mentioned earlier that I was really creating my profiles on different marketplaces. And then I left it there. I didn't touch it for so many years, but still there are clients who see me on those platforms. So they see my profile, they reach out to me. So when there came a time that I cannot handle everything already on my own, I said I have to outsource. I have to delegate the tasks because I'm just one versus different tasks. So the negative thing about that though, because I know that's not a good thing to do because I'm taking things more than what I can do, right? That's the negative thing. I was getting projects more than what I can take. But for me, I was doing that because I wanted to teach other freelancers who wants to, make or have a hands-on project. So I'm taking those projects so I can delegate it to my team. Of course, with the permission of the clients. They should know that it's not me who will be working with it, but I will be managing the project for the freelancer or for my team. So that's the reason why I'm doing it. And that's why I started to build, a team with me because I wanted to help more clients. I wanted them to have projects. I wanted them to earn also. That's how I started building up a team.
All right. So, what is the number one character that a team member should have? For example, if you're hiring attitude.
Yeah, attitude.
Right.
For me, if someone really want something, they will work for it, right? So for me, what I'm looking for is, if you really want this, if you really want to work what or do what I'm doing, I need to see it. I need to know that you will do everything to get what you want, because I've encountered a lot of freelancers wherein they're just they just want to do this for the money. They just want to do this because they want to pay the bills, they want to buy this, they want to buy that. But for those, I do not get those kinds of applicants or those kinds of candidates, because for me, I want to work with people who really want this, who really wants to grow with me, and who really wants to learn. So attitude is really important for me. That's number one. Number two is communication. You have to tell me what's going on. Like, you have to tell me if you can do a task, if you cannot do a task, if you have an emergency, if you have something to do. I don't want to be left behind. Like, the project is delayed because I'm not sure what's happening with you. So it's a big deal for me that we're communicating. So so right now with my team, that's my number. That's the second to the. Actually, that's my number one. Communication is my number one. Attitude is the second. Number three is, you should. I want to see that they want to learn. Not just one task, not just, okay, I'll take care of this and this alone. I want to see that they want to learn more, because in this world, you can. I mean, this is just for me, like my opinion. We cannot just focus on one skill set alone, because there are a lot of opportunities, and you don't want to be left behind on that. So as long as I see someone who really wants to do this, who wants to learn more with me, who wants to know my strategies, not just for the money, there I can let them in. I can let them in with the team. So yeah. What else? Attitude, communication, of course, the skill sets. I have to make sure that they get the instructions. Oh, it's a big deal for me also that you can follow instructions by word, by the letter. You have to follow instructions by the letter. I tell my VAs that I'm really strict in terms of work. I mean, if I say something and if I give an instruction, I give it twice, like one through a video recording and another through documents, standard operating procedure. Because not everyone learns through watching the video, right? Some of them learns through reading the instructions. So I do both. I do both for them. So if someone still cannot follow, the instructions from there, I will still be patient for a while, not all the time. So I can be patient for a while, but when I see that it's been repeated every time, like you've already asked something, I have already given you the video and the SOP, and I have already explained it to you, still you can't get it, I will still give you time. Like, I will still give you a chance to learn it. But for those who just, sometimes I'm impatient. Sometimes I'm really impatient in terms of, letting them follow instructions. Because for me, it's really important that you're an independent person. Like, you have to, I want someone who can work on his or her own without depending on the rest of the people in the team all the time. I mean, you can always ask questions, but not depend all the time. Because that will show, like, for me, I treat everyone as a professional in my team. So I let them think, I let them suggest things. But if you keep on doing the same mistakes over and over again, I terminate people. I also let go of some VAs. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the end of the first part of this video interview. Jan will now share with us some tips, some LinkedIn generation strategies that can be learned by the beginners.
Beginners.
Yes, so go ahead, Jan.
Sure. So for those who are not yet familiar in the LinkedIn platform, I highly suggest that you create your profile now. But before creating it, the first thing I would advise is for you to do a self-assessment. You have to know first what you want to do, what you want to serve these clients for, Will you be doing, let's say, Facebook ads for them? Will you be doing graphics for them, website design? You have to know first what you can offer. So once you have assessed yourself of what you can do and what you can offer, build your own profile, create your LinkedIn profile in different, the way you do a resume. So it's a business. It's an online business card. I call that my online business card, because whenever people look for you online, they will, if your LinkedIn is optimized, they will be able to, they don't need to ask you during an interview all these things anymore because it's already in your profile. So when you create it, my advice number one is to do a self-assessment. Make sure you know what you're going to offer, who you want to target, what results you want to give them. And then number two, start creating your profile from the cover itself. So from the photo, you have to make sure it's clear. From the cover photo itself, your viewers or the people who will be looking for you on LinkedIn should already know what you're serving them for, what your skills are, and who your market is, just in the cover photo. It should be clean, direct, and it's up to you if you want to put graphics or just text on it. And then next will be your picture, your profile picture. So I always tell my VAs that you have to put a picture wherein you're smiling. I mean, not everyone likes to smile on camera. Not everyone is confident, but it helps. If you really want to get the type of client that you want, I suggest that you smile on your picture. Extra people in your background, or your puppy with you or stuff. So just you yourself smiling. If you can have professional photo in there, if not, you can just go on your wall and then just do a selfie photo. So what's important is you're smiling, and it's very clear. Next will be your tagline. The tagline is a short description of, number one, who your target market is, what do you do for them, what can you do for them, or what results can you give them. So it's a short summary of what you can do for them. It's important that you write that there because that tagline shows every time your reader or your viewer scrolls your profile. Even if they're reading your summary, your tagline is still on top. So it should be clear. Your tagline should be really clear from there. So you would be top of their mind. That's the reason for it. Next will be your summary profile. So there are different ways to write your summary. What I suggest is you Google best LinkedIn summaries, best LinkedIn summary profiles, or top LinkedIn summaries. Ganyan. Once you search for it, read through the samples and then choose where you're comfortable with. So if you're the kind of person who wants to speak in a casual way or in a friendly way, then model the profile that talks or has the same voice of writing with you. So you don't have to just copy and paste it. You can just, I call it, you model those kinds of profiles and then create your own. Just edit it. So what's important on the summary is the first line of your summary should be interesting enough so the people will scroll down your profile. So the first line, the very first line should be clear and should be interesting enough. Next would be a background about you. So you can do a normal introduction of what you do, who you serve, and stuff. And then third paragraph should be about the person or the market that you're targeting. So talk about them, talk about their pains. And the last part of your summary should have a call to action. Like, do you want them to book a call with you? Do you want them to click a link to buy your product or something? So it has to have a call to action at the very last paragraph. The last thing about summary profiles, I highly suggest for you to put white spaces, or just do not put them all in one paragraph. Cut them out in different paragraphs so it's neat and professional looking. And then the rest of it, I suggest fill it out. fill out all the experience section, all the work you do, fill it out. Even if you have a summer job, put it there. And then don't forget to tag the company. Let's say, for example, you work with, let's say GMA7, for example. If they have a LinkedIn business page, tag their business page on your experience section. That is for their logo to come out on your profile, so it's neat. Yeah, I couldn't show my screen, but yeah, it's important for you to tag the companies that you worked with before in your LinkedIn, so their logos will come out. And then the reason why I wanted you to put in all the experiences and work experiences that you had is because it will be your bridge. Like, how did you start or where did you start up until now? So the recruiters, for example, will see how you started. Okay, so let's say she started working in a food chain, for example, and then she learned more. She's now working at this and this and this. So your progress will be seen by the recruiters or by your clients. They will know what you have gone through, for example. And then the rest, fill it out. So I really suggest for you to sit down and take time to fill out your LinkedIn profile completely. And I'm pretty sure you will be tapped by your ideal clients as long as you really optimize everything from there. Some of you has questions on how to do things in it, feel free to reach out to me and I can help out.
All right. Thank you. So for the next round, we will have a fast Q&A. So you just have to choose which one. You can choose either. You can choose neither. It's up to you. So are you ready?
Yes, far away.
So dog or cat?
Dog.
Diet or exercise?
Exercise.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
YouTube or Facebook?
Facebook.
Old school notebook or online journal?
Online.
Music or podcast?
Both.
iOS or Android?
Both.
Mac or Windows?
Both.
Ebook or hard copy?
Both.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl. Night
All right. What is your one last piece of advice for those who are just starting with working from home?
relax. You have to know that there are a lot of clients that we can help with. There will not be any scarcity of clients in the whole world, regardless of the situation. As with anything else, it will come to us. Like, if it's your time to get clients, you will have them, you will meet them. So you don't have to panic in where to look for them and how to get them hire you. You don't have to panic. Like, there's a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs around the world. You just have to really think what you yourself can do. What is it that you are an expert on, regardless of it? Like, if you are good in editing photos, if you are good in drawing, you have to really assess yourself first. That's the very first thing I will tell you. Relax and then sit down, write everything you have done for the past years. Like, for all the jobs that you have done, what tasks have you done before? Write them down and then rank it. Like, what is it among those tasks you've done that you have excelled on, that you have mastered, and then that you can do even if your eyes are closed, like you master it already. Once you identify what you're good at, you have to pick from the people you have served before, from the bosses or the clients you have before, or even customers you have, who among them did you feel happy serving? Like, were you happy serving the millennials using their phones, using the apps you used or something? Were you happy serving entrepreneurs in the tech industry? Were you happy serving doctors in the medical field. So you have to know who you were happy serving, and then mix them all together. Then put up your profiles, optimize your profiles, and then right now there are a lot of freelance communities that you could connect with. It's important for you to find the right people for you, because they will be your support system. They will teach you because they've already been there. So they will teach you their strategies, their best practices. So I highly suggest for you to connect with the right-minded people instead of being with people who will just tell you, that will not work, blah, 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 blah. Forget about them. So you have to find the right people for you. You have to know what you're good at. You have to know who you're happy to serve with. Then find time to study, learn more. If the only thing let's say for example is customer service, a lot of freelancers or a lot of would-be freelancers that I have encountered only tells me, I only know customer service. What else can I do? What else can I do online? Or I only know how to act. I only do film. I only do theater. What else can I do? Little did they know that even if you're doing customer service for a long time, or even if you were in film acting or theater acting, you have the skills of, let's say, for example, project management, because you already know how to say this, how to do this and that. So you can offer that skill. You can offer the skill of, I can organize your emails for you or your calendar for you. Or if you're someone who is really good at, let's say, editing a script, or if you are someone who is really good in reading and then analyzing what was there, that's already a skill. So if you're from the customer service side, or if that's what you've been doing for a while and then you wanted to do freelancing, customer service is having a skill of patience, because you have to pacify the customer. You have to make sure that they are, that they won't come out as irate on the phone, for example. So that's a skill already. So you can offer the same customer service skill that you have to clients for e-commerce, for example. They need people in the back end. They need people to do emails for them, answer calls and stuff. So just assess yourself. List down everything you have done since you graduated, or even if you're still in school and you want to explore freelancing, just write down everything you can do. You can edit this, you can draw this. Just put it down and then rank them. What are the top skills that you master, that you are an expert already? Even if you don't have certificates, even if you don't have medals or awards for it, as long as you already know how to do it. Let's say, for example, like you, Connie, you've been doing YouTube for a while now. So that's a skill because you love doing it. So whatever it is that you love doing, maybe you could convert it into something as a service to a client or to an entrepreneur. So all you have to do is just list down, write them down, assess yourself, and then put yourself out there, market yourself, optimize all your profiles, put your profiles on different marketplaces, and then just be out there. Don't be afraid of people asking you, what are you doing? Why are you doing this and that? Just forget about them. This time, all you have to do is just take care of yourself, know what you want, and then just be there. Just show yourself out there. And yeah, sooner or later, clients will come to you. It's not easy at first. Everything, as with anything else, it's not easy at the beginning of anything. So you have to really struggle at first. And then once you get used to it, it will just come to you normally. So yeah.
Hey, those were very helpful information. So for viewers out there in the comment section below, please share with us what is your biggest takeaway during this video interview. And thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me. Take care. Be safe. Be safe, everyone.
Be safe. Do you think, teka, pause nga lang, nagpapawisan ako.
Hindi, kasi pinatay natin yung electric fan. Nakala. Okay lang.
Kaya nga binibilis ako na para.